My name is Jonathan Neville and I'm speaking to you from Australia. Now this video is about aging, about the process of growing older. It's not a video for old people, it's a video for young people. The reason I'm making this video is because when you are young, it's not obvious that the way you live, what you eat, what you think, what you do, how you exercise, it's not really obvious that these things are shaping your old age, but they are. Tiny bit by tiny bit, you are setting the seeds for your elderly years when you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s. Now, let's just take sleeping as an example. Now, you probably spend 2,000 or 3,000 hours a year sleeping, and you've probably got a favourite pillow, you've probably got a favourite position. That position is going to influence your body, your frame. Now, let's take sitting for as an example too. Now, suppose you're a student and suppose you go on to be some sort of academic and spend thousands of hours at a desk, at a chair, poring over your books. Now, that is going to shape your body. Now, have a look at me. I'm a good example. Have a look at my back. Now, can you see that my back is bent? Now, I can't ever undo that. I spent years and years studying, years and years sitting at a desk, years and years reading books and papers. Now, nobody ever told me that I needed to kind of counteract what I was doing during the day with what I was doing at night. And I could have done that partially by sleeping, quite consciously sleeping with my backbone as straight as possible during the night. Now, let's take the height of a pillow as an example. Now, have a close look at old people around you. Some of those people will look like tortoises, right? They're kind of, their chin will be well down. When you follow the line of their backbone, it'll come up and then it'll bend over. And they can't change that. Their spine is welded into position. Now, please be careful of the way you sleep. The way you sleep is going to affect the way your spine works and looks when you're old. Now, let's just take an example here. A lot of old people, if you take a line at their chin and take a line here at the base of their neck, their chin will be well below that line. But have a look around. There are lots of other people, old people the same age, who've been standing straight consciously all their lives, and they won't look like that. That chin level will be above the level of their base of their neck. Now, let's take eating as another example. The people in Western societies generally eat far too much red meat. Sorry, probably far too much meat. You don't need meat in your diet to be healthy. You can be fit and strong, fitter and stronger on a vegetarian diet. Now, I'm not going to go into details. There's a lot of information out there. You can get it yourself. There are other things too. A diet high in sugars is not going to do you any good and will push you towards diabetes in old age if you're inclined that way with your genetic makeup. Now, excessive carbohydrate intake. If you are putting on weight very slowly over a lifetime, you're going to end up with too much weight in your old age. Weight that your skeleton is not designed to bear. You are heading for an old age where you won't have doors open to you like long hikes, like diving, swimming, all sorts of adventures. These doors will be closed. My father used to say, exercise is your passport to the future. And that is right. If you don't take exercise, if you eat excessive sugars and carbohydrates, your passport will be withdrawn. You won't be able to do the adventurous things that you did as a young person in your old age. And it's because you are establishing the limits of your old age with lots of tiny little things in your young years, things that you're doing over thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of hours. These are setting the seeds for your old age. Okay, so look, we've talked about the way you sleep. That's important. You've got to think about what that's doing to your spine. The way you eat. A vegetarian diet or near vegetarian diet is a healthy way to live. You also need to think about what you're going to need when you retire. It's important not to confuse being rich with being happy. Above a certain level of poverty, excess money is not going to make you any richer. Let's say you've got a good Toyota vehicle. Are you going to be happier? Are you going to be a better person if you've spent $1 million on a Lamborghini? And the answer is no, because humans are superbly adaptable. You will, if you buy that $1 million Lamborghini, you will be used to it after 2 or 3 months. You won't be any happier than you would be with an ordinary Toyota. Don't confuse being rich with being happy. It's very important to consciously think about exercise. You need exercise for flexibility. You need exercise for muscle strength, weight bearing. And you need your heart exercising. You need to have your blood pumping around your body, pumping around your brain. That's most important. You need those 3 kinds of exercise every day. And what you do in the way of exercise is going to shape your old age. So look, think about all that and think about what all those tiny little things repeated thousands and thousands and thousands of times will do, because you want to grow old. You want to grow old with enough money, but you don't need excess money. You need to grow old and be fit. You need to have the doors open to you, which you will use and appreciate when you're old. We're nearly at the end of this video, and I want to throw in a note about money. Now, hopefully in your young years you'll be able to set yourself up towards a career or some sort of business. In your middle years you'll be able to raise a family perhaps, and establish yourself in a comfortable way, comfortable and safe ways. You'll perhaps even have enough money to support friends. Now, it's very important that you make sure you've got enough money in your old age. We talked earlier about the pleasure you might get from spending $1 million on a Lamborghini or some other outrageous vehicle. And I suggested to you that that pleasure will be transitory and have little or no meaning in your life when you look back on it in later years. If you want to help people, if you want to help make the world a better place, there are social and environmental funds around the world. Funds to preserve rainforests, for instance. Funds to help children in education. Now, the two funds that I support, and I don't have any financial interest in these funds, I support a small American fund called oneneweducation.org. That fund is devoted entirely to helping girls through their education from poor circumstances in poor countries where the families can't afford to put them into school. And I've got personal experience. I've met some of their teachers, I've met some of the girls. I can vouch for that. Now, I also give money to the Cambodian Children's Fund. Now, I haven't personally seen their work, but I believe that the fund is well run. It's devoted to both girls and boys from poor backgrounds. Anyhow, that's it. That's what I wanted to say in this video. So just think about all the tiny little things as you go through life, years and years, tiny little decisions you make. These are going to affect yourself, your old age, and of course the people around you. Good luck, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.